Nike is the world's leading sports footwear, apparel, equipment and accessories company.
It was founded by Phil Knight and Bill Bowen in Oregon, USA in 1964. It has a market cap of $96 billion, a PE of 26 and a dividend yield of 1.13%.
Before we go any further, let's put that share price graph up and get a sense of where we are sitting with Nike.
So it's obviously been a great performer over the years, quite a few stock splits along the way. We've seen since end of 2015 all-time highs, and it has gone through a bit of a tough period. Lots of competition coming in from Under Armour, slight concerns about China where they have solid growth more recently. But I think this is creating a good buying opportunity in a very quality business.
This is obviously one that you own in your international portfolios, Bjorn?
No, we don't own it.
So this is not something that you would look to?
No, we would. I think that in assessing the fashion retailers, I think that what's interesting about Nike is they aren't dependent on the distribution to the retail client through brick and mortar type stores. They're able to take that away from their customers and actually compete with their customers and set up their own brick and mortar stores and bring their product online. So I think that's very interesting, and that's obviously quite important in an environment where online retail is growing in sort of the high double digits, high double digit space. So that's quite important. Over and above that, I think that the PE and the multiple is actually quite attractive relative to peers. So you look at it's trading about 26 times, I think what you had over there. Consensus forecast is around sort of 23 times forward. And relative to the likes of a Puma or an Adidas, Puma I think is on 70s, and I think Adidas is in the 30s.
I think Under Armour is also around 60, 70.
And Under Armour around 60, 70. So it is looking attractive and it is looking cheap. Now, when they reported their fourth quarter sales numbers, it was rather disappointing, and that was on the backdrop of a very, very strong US dollar, where they are obviously very geographically diversified. So that should be considered. And speaking to your thoughts on currency, I think one should probably take or not take a view on the currencies and say, well, like for like or constant currency sales are actually quite strong and doing very well.
I think Paul would be happy if we looked at putting this one in the hot stocks portfolio. Let's call it hot or not.
I'm going to go with hot.
You're going to go to hot.
And we mustn't forget, the whole health and wellness theme. And Nike really pushed that in their marketing campaign. It's the whole just do it, go out there, get healthy, get fit, and you can look good at the same time. Because back in the day you could wear an old sweatshirt and some old shoes. These days, people, after going to the gym, they pop into the shopping mall in their athleisure wear.
I actually think we must get Paul to do another show in his Nike gear. He did that a while ago. So let's see what he managed to accumulate.
He's loving Under Armour these days as well, so maybe we can do a combination.
So it was that recent New York trip that will get him to dress up. So we're going hot on Nike.